Economic survey is always very important for UPSC aspirants, especially for your prelims. So our session will be mainly for economic survey. Will be dealing mainly from the coming prelims point of view. That is, we don't know when, since the UPSC have extended the prelims date. Hopefully, before the prelims, we will cover the entire economic survey in the next 15 days. And by the time you will be also having, everybody will be having an exact idea when the prelims will be. As of now, UPSC have announced that on June 5th, UPSC will tell the exact date, and we are expecting it might be on either on July or August, whatever it is. Before that, in the next 15 days, we will be covering economic survey, so that the economic survey will give you an edge, because economic survey is the most important current affair for your coming prelims 2020. Okay, so we'll start economic survey from today onwards. Okay, and in the economic survey, from the prelims point of view, external sector is a very important chapter. So we'll start with external sector. Okay, so we'll start with the basics. And one important thing what you need to have an idea is that our session on economic survey is based on the fact that, okay, we believe that you have some basics, even though I'll help you to again go back and discuss the basics, but make sure that all of you revise the basic concepts regarding the terms of, like, for example, what is balance of payment, etc. Many current account, capital account, etc. So even though I will tell you from the economics survey what type of questions can be expected and how you have to prepare, okay, and how previously UPSC have asked questions from economic survey, and when you deal with the economic survey, how you have to prepare, and along with the video, a small material will be given to you. So that is sufficient. What is required from the prelims point of view will be beneficial for you, that material, but make sure that after watching the video only you read the material, okay, because the material is mainly explained with figures, okay, so you will not able to understand what that figure is all about, or that image or that table is all about, unless and until you watch the video, okay. So after watching the video you read the material, okay. So we'll start. The economic survey has 1920 economic survey. So why, see, another important thing for the 2020 prelims student is that you have to read two economic survey, 1819 and 1920 economic survey, okay. 1819 economic survey, which was released in the mid of 2019, and the 1920 economic survey, which was released by the government in the end of January 2020, okay. So 1920 economic survey we will cover first. Along with 1920 economic survey, what is important in the 18 survey will also be covered. Since the 1920 economic survey is giving you the latest data, I am taking all the data from 1920, because the first 1819 economic survey data is not important for you, but some important current affair is mentioned there. So that I will be covering it along with your eco affairs. Okay. So anyway, so in the 1920 economic survey, the balance of payment has been given to you. So since those who don't have an idea, please have an idea. Balance of payment is nothing but the external account of our country, where all the external transaction will be reflected. Okay, so balance of payment is an account, an external account where all the external transaction. Okay, so balance of payment will be only be reflected in foreign currency, because it's an external account, and it will show how much foreign currency is coming to the country and how much foreign currency is going out of the country. And forex or foreign currency is very important for the economy, because India is basically an import oriented country, means we import many goods, okay, and we require many things means we require forex reserve or foreign currency to make for our imports. So all these things you will understand in this particular session. Okay, now, so in the economic survey, I told you the balance of payment data of a few years have been given, okay, and in 1920 economic survey was released in January 2020, since it was in end of January 2020, so 1920 full data is not available. So from the examination point of view, UPSC will not ask 1920 data, UPSC will be asking only 1819 data. So this is one important point to note down. So what you need to expect, UPSC will ask questions on, because a full financial year data is available. Okay, so 18-19 only we will be focusing upon, and 19-20 always remember the UPSC has covered only 6 months, first half of 19-20. So instead of focusing on the first half of 19-20, from the examination point of view, what you need to know is what has happened in 18-19, what happened to the current account in 18-19, what happened for the capital account in 19-20, and individual components of balance of payment. Okay, so the balance of payment is having two sub accounts. One is current account and capital account. We'll see what has happened to each component of the current account and capital account, and what is economic service mentioning about on current account and capital account. Okay, so if you see that, okay, current account consists of trade account. Current account consists of trade account and invisible account. This was a UPSC prelims quest, I think in 2012 or 2013. They asked what are the components of current account of balance of payment. So you need to have an idea how UPSC asks questions. Okay. Now we will see the trend. The trend is, so trade account, India's, so trade balance. Okay, trade balance means, or trade account, trade balance or balance of trade is nothing but trade account. So it consists of exports and imports. Important point you need to note down is that this trade account, that is 1, 2 and 3. Trade account consists of only merchandise goods. So only goods is there in the trade account, nothing else. Okay, and what is important for you is that our trade account, the balance of trade or trade balance is deficit. So our trade account or trade balance or balance of trade is always in deficit. It means India imports more goods than we exports. Just check the figure. Import is more than export. And what is the 18-19 data? We import nearly, see, everything you keep in mind, the data is in dollar, because it is a external account. Everything is reflected in foreign currency. So we denominated in dollar. Okay. So everything you need to keep in mind, it is not in rupee. Okay, it is in dollar. So import is more than export, and all these 5 years, okay, you need to worry about, since economic service covering only 5 years, you need to know the trend. UPSC will ask the trend. What is the trade deficit? What is the trend of trade deficit? Whether it is steadily increasing or steadily decreasing, like that. They will ask for it is a steady, whether it's a steady decline or a steady decrease, steady increase, etc. Okay. Now, if you notice one thing, there is no steady. If you can notice one thing, okay, so there is no steady increase also, there is no steady decrease also. So if the UPSC is saying that the trade deficit is continuously declining or continuously increasing or steadily increasing, means that statement, both statements are wrong. Okay. So now another important point to note down is that trade deficit is always in deficit. Okay. So this is it means our merchandise import is always more than merchandise export. So what is the problem to the BoP? We require foreign currency because we have to make payment. So this deficit, this trade deficit is a very important indicator or a very important component of balance of payment. Since we are a trade deficit country, we always require foreign currency. So here comes the importance of forex reserve. So India should have sufficient foreign currency. And good thing what we are having, even though the global economy is weak, even though our export is not improving, it's almost on a steady or it's in a declining stage, you can say, we are having sufficient forex reserve, and the reason is because of capital account, not because of current account. Okay, so that also I'll explain, that can be a potential prelims question for you. Now, so this is regarding the balance of trade or trade balance or trade account. Now, invisible account. Now, in the invisible account, please note down that, okay, Now what do you mean by net invisibles? Net. This word is very important. In economic survey, many places the word net is used. Net means difference between what we receive and what we pay in foreign currency. In the context of balance of payment, since it is foreign currency, okay, how much foreign currency we receive. So when we receive foreign currency, when we export something in the context of current account. Okay. So net means how much we receive, how much foreign currency India receives minus how much we pay. So receipts minus payment in terms of foreign currency. So net. So if you look into the net invisibles, which is again invisible is a sub account, invisible account or balance of invisibles or net invisibles, same name, is a subcontent of current account. Okay, and net invisibles, if you can see that it is positive, it means invisibles is surplus. So trade account is deficit, invisible account or balance of invisible is surplus. And why invisible account is surplus? Now invisible is having three subcomponents. See, this is all mentioned in the economic survey. So invisibles is having three components. One is services. Okay, so this is a very important point to note down. Trade account is having only merchandise goods. In the invisibles only services is there. So goods is in the trade account, invisibles is in the, services is in the invisible account. Now see the services, the component of services. Services, so one of the reason why we are having an surplus invisible or net invisible positive is because our service export is more than service import. So we export more services than what we import. So since India is a service economy, because nearly more than 50% of our GDP is derived or it is mainly contributed by service sector, India is having an edge in services. And the India's growth in future is also dependent on the service sector. Even though the industry or in agriculture is very important, since we have an edge in service sector over a year, especially after the liberalization of our economy, after the economic reforms in 1991, we are having a consistently a surplus net in the service sector. Okay, so it means that service export is more than. So one reason is services. But see the income. Now this is a very important component. Many aspirants don't know what is this income is all about. Income means, explain you, this either the income in the invisibles, another name for income is investment income. Okay, so income, another name is investment income or investment income. So since the economic survey is only using the word income, so in UPSC may ask you, okay, they will ask you what are the components, subcomponents of, or what are all included in the balance of invisibles. It includes services, it includes income. What is this income? Investment income and transfers. What are transfers? So what are there in the transfer? What are there in the income? These are all basic concepts. Since in the economic survey class we cannot explain everything, and I have already covered, it is available in the YouTube video, okay. So those who want to watch, they can watch, okay. In the conventional topic, I have already covered, so since this is as part of ECOFFAIRS, those students who have not watched the concepts of what is this investment income, please watch it, it is available in our YouTube videos, okay. So investment income is, for time being, understand that all the investment from all, see any investment like foreign direct investment or foreign portfolio investment, okay. So if the income is deriving, so and all these foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment is mainly in the capital account, which is the other account of the balance of payment, okay. Now investment income is negative. It means that income from investment, so outflow is more than inflow of investment income. It means that a foreigner is investing in India, and For example, foreign direct investment is a foreign investment in India. And the income generated from that foreign investment is taken back to their home country. So that is the reason for outflow. Similarly, foreign portfolio investment, income is outflow. They are taking back to their own country. So Indians are also investing in foreign country. That income is coming to India. So Indians investing outside the country is less because of that, and foreigners investing in India is high, and the income, since the investment by foreigners is high in India, the income is also high, and because of that, investment income is negative. Outflow, income from the foreign investment is higher. So, and what is happening? There is outflow from the country, and because of that, investment income is negative. So this point, this can be a prelims question from the economic survey. Okay, so investment income is continuously, it is negative, but there is no steady increase or steady decrease. Okay, so this is a trend. Investment income is deficit, means outflow is from the investment is more than the inflow. I am talking about income from the investment. I am talking about only income. Transfers. The most important transfer is remittances. The most important remittances, if Indians are working abroad, they will transfer their salary back to India, to their home. So, since India is the largest recipient of remittances, since many Indians are working abroad, so that's the major reason why our transfers are surplus. So, invisibles is surplus because of two factors. One is services is surplus. Transfer is surplus mainly because of remittances, but investment income is negative. But if you see that this investment income is small compared to the contribution made by transfers and services, and because of that, always our invisible account is surplus, our trade account is deficit. Now, if we add the trade account and invisible account, we will get current account. And here, economic survey is also showing goods and services balance. What is this goods and services? Goods is trade balance, because trade balance consists of only goods only. But services is in the invisibles only taking only services. So, goods and services is goods and services balance. Goods and services balance is also deficit. See the trend. Goods and service balance is also deficit. And adding the 3 and 4, add 3 and 4, you will get 6. What is 6? Current account balance. So, current account consists of trade account, invisible account, and if you add 3 and 4, what is happening? See, what is 3? Trade is deficit, and invisible is surplus, but the invisible surplus is not sufficient, and because of that, our current account is deficit. So, the trade deficit is more than invisible surplus. So, keep an idea, every year we are having, especially in the last 5 years, we are having current account deficit. And what is the trend of current account deficit? There is neither steady increase or there is neither steady decrease. So, because UPSC 2 or 3 times have asked what is the trend of major macroeconomic indicators. Okay, so this you need to be very clear about. Okay, so what is the movement of, so you need not to read any material of economic survey. This video is sufficient, this figure is sufficient for you to understand. So that's why I told you, in the material I am giving only this figure, because figure explains everything very clearly. Only you need to know about the concepts.